welcome all to a safe place where healing awaits and troubles are erased. Let's sit and conversate about the struggles you face. I had struggles too, so I can relate. On the road to being great, you're gonna make mistakes. But when your voice is heard, there's a clean slate. Keep the faith, don't hesitate, somebody's here to listen. With every conversation, there's a new beginning. New horizons all rising, better days are near. Share your truth, have no fear, let me lend an ear. Lonely days are gone and you're not alone. Healing begins with being heard, so this is your song.
All the tears, you are here and listening to my life, to my story, my pain. Yeah, I'll be brave, overcoming the struggles in my life, and I'll be the one to show you the way. You will hear my story, hearts are all the same. You will hear my story, hearts are all the same. Yeah.
Hello, and good afternoon. I am your host, Dr. Kyri Mosley of Dr. Kyri Listens. Today, I am very excited. I have my very, very dear friend here with me today, and we're talking about run the race, run your race. And so I'm really excited about hearing her take on the title, Run the Race. But first, before we get started, I want to share a quote that I've created just for her. Starts off, the desires of your heart were whispered by God before you ever spoke them out loud. Don't delay them. They are evidence of the calling on your life. Keep moving. Grace is already making room for you. And so today my guest is Pat Nash. And Pat Nash, she is an author, she's a motivational speaker, and she is the host of The Pat Nash Show. Can I have Pat come on out?
Hey.
Hello, beautiful. How are you?
Woo! I'm telling you, I am blessed beyond measure, and I'm so excited to be on the show with you, my sister. You know, I joke. I'm so honored. I'm really honored. This is my first time.
Yes. I had the honor of being on your show twice. And so I knew today was our day that we get a chance to talk, that I get a chance to be present for you. And as is customary, I wanted to ask you, why did you decide to do today's show?
It was time, for one. I believe in timing and I guess, what would you say, divine alignment. And so, as you know, I've watched you from afar off and up close, and it looks the same both times. And I'm just so thrilled that you are authentically you, which is beautiful. By the way, you look wonderful today, as always.
Thank you so much. You know, we were talking about, okay, Pat, what's going to be the title of your show? And we went through various things, but it was something about run your own race. Run your own race. And it resonated with me because I thought about my own life and the various times in my life where I didn't choose me, where I was so concerned about everything around me, making sure that everybody else was good. And so it shifted my focus. But what does run your own race mean for you?
Actually, I'm going to say ditto what you just said, because I do know over the years, I have admired people at a time. Now, I've never wanted to be anyone else, but I definitely did covet gift in them sometimes. You know, it's like, oh my God, I wish I could do that. Oh, it would be nice if I could do that like that. Because of the admiration, you know, sometimes we'll covet someone else's gift. And through self-love and, you know, taking that journey myself and doing the work, I learned to appreciate me and my gift. And so I have a race to run just like you do. And there's some people you're going to reach, Kyri, that I can't reach, and vice versa. And everybody that's watching. So it's so important that we remain our authentic self. So that's what I was thinking when I thought about that.
Yes.
And it sounds like you were thinking the same thing, especially relating to your own testimony.
I was, and how important it is to be authentic, right? So one, in today's quote, when I was writing it, I thought about our lives and how we've been on different journeys at different times in our lives, and how important it is for us to focus in and narrow in on what is it that I'm going to be known for, right? And so people say, you could be, a master, something of all trades, but a master of none, right? But for myself, and I can say for yourself, we've been a master of everything we've done. Nothing was done half-hearted.
Nope.
If I'm going to do something, I want to do it in an excellent way. But I know how important it was to just narrow in and say, okay, Kyri, what are the things, even if it's two things, because you have many, even if it's two things that you're going to do very, very well. And I think last night we were hanging out. We had a great opportunity just to spend some time together. And one of the gentlemen talked about, hey, what are you going to be known for? What are you going to be known for? So let's say there's an opportunity. You're in a group of people and they say, oh, I really need someone to help me with my relationship. I'm not saying I want them to counsel me, but I just want someone who's had experience in relationships. And you want the name Pat Nash to come to mind, right? For myself, if I know that someone's experienced some various traumas throughout their life, I want them to say, oh, go talk with Dr. Kyri. She can help you with that. But if I'm all over the place, then people don't get a chance to know what I'm excellent at.
Right.
So that's, So tell me, Pat. I want to hear what's going on. We didn't get a chance to catch up. You said your sound is going in and out?
You jumped out a little bit. Can you finish that? You jumped out. Your signal jumped out a little bit.
Okay. I think what I was saying is, what do you want to be known for?
Okay. So like you said, I'm going to kind of piggyback. We're in agreement. So a lot of times I'll be like, yeah, what she said, but putting my own take on it, because I love the idea that I aligned myself with like-minded individuals whose dream and passion is to give back and to be community and to care about the community. So what I want to be known for is a legacy of love, and love covers a multitude of sins. It covers all of that. So I don't want to just be known for helping couples relationships. Relationships are the currency of life. I'll say this over and over and over again. We are currency. We're God's currency. For every problem there is a person for the solution. That's correct. As you were saying, Dr. Kyri, if I am not known for helping relationships of all kind, business, personal, and all of that, if I'm not known for that because I'm over here making lampshades, or which I could do good. I'm over here redesigning somebody's house. I can do that good. I can. What else can I do? Writing books kind of go in line with it. But I don't know. I'm pole dancing, chair dancing. I'm not saying I'm good at that, but I'm just saying if I'm doing something else, I may not be the first person to come to mind to help with relationships. So, true quote, a little while ago, y'all know I follow Bishop Dale Bronner in Atlanta. Yes. He said, the scripture says, through Christ we can do all things. That doesn't mean we need to be. You know what I'm saying? We need to be focused on that thing. Even though it's one or two things, there should be something prominent in our lives that drives us, that makes us get up in the morning. Sometimes doesn't give us an easy night's sleep because we're thinking about it. We're passionate about it. There should be something pulling out front in this life's race that does that for us. And that is our own race that's marked out for us. So we can put them blinders on. Remember, we straight ahead.
You guys, one thing about it, the things may be trying to distract us, but they won't stop us
That's
from
right.
getting
That's
the word
right.
out. Somebody
That's
needs
right.
to hear this today. I promise you.
Mhm.
Somebody
Mhm.
needs to hear it, or there wouldn't be all these distractions. So
That's
y'all
correct.
focus in.
Mhm. And so what I was saying is that though I've been recognized as the cookie queen, and that's one of my very important passions in my life. What I've learned, I've been in healthcare for 34 years, and I absolutely love caring for my patients. I absolutely love setting up systems that are going to protect them. And so I was having that discussion with my daughter. I said, it's not one over the other. I'm very fortunate that my career brings me great joy, and so I'm excited to be stepping back into my career as a health provider. And I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see the patients that God has set aside for me to care for, and to hear their stories, and tap into their wisdom. So I'm really excited about being able to do both of my passions.
The cool part is I can see it easily, those two things going together, because there's times when people just want to be served and felt special. And, some people don't like balloons or flowers, but they sure would love some cookies delivered to make them feel better. Look,
Yes.
I like flowers too. I'm just saying, so y'all don't get it twisted. Don't stop sending me flowers. But if you want to send me some cookies, Kyri's cookies, I love that too. But you said something key. You said two things that, God has given you a desire for and a heart for equally.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can do them both well. I was like, that's me. I have the technology company, and we train, citizens in my community, tribal citizens of the Chickasaw Nation. We train technology. I'm passionate about that. I'm always looking for ways to equip them more. But I'm really blessed that my desire to build good relationships is needed in that situation. It may be something similar to that. And I think coaching them on love and acceptance and relationships works in that space. And so my students do get my time as a coach as their training. They get part of that as well. So yeah, you're right. There is usually a couple of things that hit us here and make us want to give all of who God designed us to be in those areas.
I have definitely brought cookies to my patients. I brought cookies to my nurses and my colleagues, and that's something that I did for about 12 years before deciding to even embark on Kyri's Cookies, because it's something about preparing something with your own hands and seeing that it brings joy to other people. So, hey, Kimberly, how are you? How you doing? So I understand it. And I think for me, when we talk about running your own race, it's not always about looking at others and what they're doing and wanting to do what they do. Like you said, there's nothing in me that wants to be someone else or have someone else's success. But for me, it's always been a distraction, as far as not choosing myself, not choosing what's most important to me, and looking toward what's important to other people or what other people think I should be doing. Right. So that kind of thing, I had to really think about running my own race in that perspective too. It's just always choosing myself as the priority, and that there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's my thing, is knowing that it's okay to choose me.
So do you feel like that's being selfish? And I'm asking this because I need to have that conversation. When you say choosing me, yes.
No, I no longer feel like it's being selfish, because I understand in order for me to be my very best, if giving to others and being present for others is important to me, then I have to choose myself so that I am well, and that I am healthy, and that I'm making sure that my needs are met. And so that's just how it has to be. And I didn't always know that, and I didn't always choose that route, but I feel so good about it.
Well, you know, that's part of my testimony. Why I wrote the books on self-love, because I think people have a different twisted idea of what love looks like, especially when it doesn't include them. Let me say that again.
Amen.
They have a twisted idea of what love looks like, especially when it doesn't include yourself in that equation. Or love looks like caring for my husband or my spouse, and love looks like caring for my children and being there day and night for my girlfriend because she's going through something.
Right.
And we totally forget ourselves. True story. I had a friend, really, really close to her. A lot of times I worked I wouldn't even call it an armor bearer. I was like just a friend to the first lady, to the pastor of our church. We were good friends. We were on vacations together and all of that. She was taking care of her family. I don't know if a child or something was sick, and another member's mom was in the hospital and she was dying. And this woman was angry that the first lady was not there at her side. And that she was at home taking care of her child. So when her mom passed on, didn't matter who else was in the room or any of that. She was hurt and she was angry and totally cut her off. And she was, I don't care who else was there. I expected that of you. I expected you to be there. And at that moment, it's really, really sad because at the time I was married to someone who was not the pastor, but he was one of the ministers. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, all the times that she has been there for this
didn't matter.
Did not matter. The moment you want to take care of your own or do your own needs, you're judged harshly for that. And that was my testimony before I wrote the book. When I tell you I showed up for my friends, I showed up for my friends. The moment I was not well enough to do that, it shifted. But even in that, you guys hear me when I say this, even in that was the beginning of my transformation.
Sure was.
Yes. Sometimes we're not strong enough to let go of strongholds.
Yep. And that's what it was. And we need them to let go of us.
Absolutely. First of all, I never wanted to set myself up to be junior Holy Spirit or God in anyone's life, because as I know it, He is the only one that is omniscient, can be everywhere at one time. That is not my testimony. I have limitations in this body right now on this side. So with that being said, if you guys are doing that, please stop doing that. Don't expect anybody to be God in your life. No one is coming to your rescue.
Nope.
It's you. And that is why it's so important to have a personal relationship with your Lord, because you know you can go there to Him and He will never nor forsake you. And He will always be there, but He is the only one. And it is unreasonable. And I'm even
it's unfair.
And I say it's unfair and unspiritual and selfish for you to want someone to come away from who they are to support you in your trials or your triumphs. Either way.
Or in your victories.
That's why I said triumph or trials. They got to be there. What is wrong with you? You're the best one to show up for you. You're number one.
That's right. That's right.
You're number one. You show up for you.
Don't know that. And that's what we talked about last week. Just being present and being the number one cheerleader for yourself. I know that it is time for us to shift to break. But when we come back, I want us to talk a little bit about your books that you have written, and so we can get other people to purchase your books. All right? Yay. All right, guys. I love you, and we will be right back with Dr. Kyri.
Love you. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Code Ninjas Junior. We make coding fun through storytelling and game building. Learn coding through play. No reading required. Starts at age 5. Book a free session at codeninjas.com. Welcome to Code Ninjas Create. We make coding fun. Your kids can build awesome video games and achieve master coding skills with the help of dedicated code senseis. Create, play, and learn coding. Book a free session at codeninjas.com. Locations throughout Metro Atlanta.
And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release. That's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter from the rain, assist with
Here we go. Intro for my show. Nice though, hot like nitro. Cool as ice though. With that type of dichotomy, y'all know it's gotta be. Who else could it be but Rub your eyes, behold the Tony D. I'm the Dream Supreme DJ straight out of Queens. I'm eclectic, the dopest selected. Emerging music break. Tony D will take, yeah.
Well, Tony, I don't care, long as you take me there, someplace to ease my mind.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.
Hello, I'm Benita Hunter, owner and maker of Forever Treasures, where I take your sentimental items, your cherished baby clothes, and I turn them into forever keepsakes. We can use uniforms, wedding gowns, baby clothes, or any other sentimental item of a loved one who may have passed on. Now here's where you come in. Go and find your sentimental items, send them to me. I turn them into a forever keepsake, keeping memories alive. I can be reached at bhforevertreasures.com, or you can call me directly at 443-995-9655. Let's make it happen and keep memories alive.
All right, keeping memories alive. This is my Brenda beer made by Your Forever Treasures, and I love her.
Beautiful.
And she's a great, great comfort to me. And get your Forever Treasure from Benita Hunter. So, ma'am, I wanted to talk to you about your books. Your books, You created them in order to help give men and women an opportunity to understand what it means to love yourself. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so the first one I did was a quick guide. It's like 30 Days to Greater Self-Love. It can be found on Amazon. And I believe you can still go to patnash.com and order it. But ordering it from Amazon, you know, Amazon is a beast. It delivers it probably tonight or tomorrow. But definitely grab that. It's a quick read. And then I did Greater Self-Love shortly after, which is a more detailed and kind of goes a little bit more into the experience and what encouraged me to write about self-love. But that is kind of what I was saying to you before, Dr. Kyri, is I was stuck in being a people pleaser. And I was pleased to do it. This is the funny part. I was pleased to do it. I used to get people pull me aside and say, why are you doing this? You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be doing that. They're using you. And I'm like, how can somebody use you if it's something you decided to do and you wanted to do it?
Enjoy
so
it.
I gave and I served out of a pure heart of desire. But, you know, sometimes that can get in the way of your personal needs being met.
Right.
And I was grateful to do it. That's the thing. But this is the first one. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, we can see it very clearly.
Yeah, this is the first one I did. And I got so much feedback. And if you guys are listening, if you haven't gotten it yet, please go to Amazon, buy it, and do the main step. Go ahead and send a review. And I ask people all the time, they're not accustomed to doing reviews, but it helps us. It helps you. It helps anybody who has anything. I don't care what it is. If it's a pair of socks you're selling on Amazon, you guys, you help people who are on that platform by doing a review. So if you have not done one, please do a review on that first book. So, yes.
What are some of, just give me 2 tips that you can give someone who is just transitioning into learning how to love themselves. What are some things they could do to start off?
Well, I started day one. The title is called Become Aware. We don't understand what self-love is, and we don't understand that we're not giving it to ourselves. We think self-love is, well, I got my nails done, and I went and got my eyebrows did. I did a facial. I did a massage. That's good. That's good.
That could be a part of it. A part of it, but it's not it.
Yes. So it was really, really cool. This weekend, I heard someone say, and it just resonated with me, self-care is really soul care.
Amen.
And if you think about what the soul is, the soul is that deep thing. You know how you can look at yourself? I don't know if you guys have ever done this. It might be a little weird to you. If you stare at yourself in the mirror, the image you see is not really the real you, if that makes sense.
Sure.
You see this outward casing that covers our soul and our spirit, right?
That's
if
correct.
you tap into that soul, that feeling part of you and that spirit, if you tap into that, you'll see somebody totally different. So that is why sometimes you can get this beautiful, garment, outside appearance of a person. And on the inside, it is very ugly and looks totally different.
Hello,
Kelly. So yeah, it looks totally different. And so that is the real soul of the person. So number one is become aware, tap into your inner feelings and your soul and who you are, and ask this main question. If time and money was not anything that you had to consider, what would you be doing? What would your perfect life look like?
Right.
And I don't care how crazy you think that is, write it down, because that's the beginning. If you have not been feeding that and nurturing that, that's the beginning of self-care or soul care, is looking into yourself. I didn't have time to do that. I was taking care of everybody. I didn't have time to do that.
And I think that's the case with most of us women prior to coming to maturity. You know, I absolutely, and I still do. I love to serve. So it never felt burdensome. But I've recognized at a part of my life that no, I gotta take care of me. And when you talk about the soul, it's what would I do if I didn't have money, right? If money was not an issue for me, what would I do? What were the things I was craving? And for me, I love nature. I love to be in nature. I like to be in the mountains.
Nature walks.
And so I began to, in fact, the place that I live right now, I chose it because there's a park right next door. And it's a beautiful trees and there's a beautiful lake. And even though it was so much smaller than where I used to live, I just knew that I had direct access to nature. And that's what drove my decision. So that was something for me. That's an example of just making a decision for me, not thinking about, oh, such and such can't come visit or can't spend the night, or I don't have room for the kids. This is not about them, you know?
Congratulations. That is not an easy step.
It really was not easy. It was not easy at all.
No. It feels selfish. Like, yeah. Until you
but
get
I had
used
my onyx and my diamond, which are my 2 miniature schnauzers, and myself. And I said, that's my responsibility right there. That's just right there. Make sure
right now you're an empty nester, right? Right now you're an empty nester. Honestly, as a single woman who is an empty nester, I think, and who has a desire to I would say be married and be connected again. I love that energy as well. Yes, it requires more of me. It is, yes, but what I have learned, and I think I can come back with a vengeance now, what I have learned is it's okay to love someone and let them in your space, as long as you've gotten down really good how to love you. And you said it, you take those nature walks. So what if he doesn't want to take a nature walk? Or what if they want you, hey, this is for me. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. I'll be back. As long as you practice that, hear me, ladies and gentlemen, as long as you practice that, something that you do that is for you, out of that comes an incredible energy to serve other people. I promise you it does. I don't think I could do everything I do now. I couldn't. So I'm gonna tell your audience, like I would tell mine, do it. Sit down somewhere. You'd be surprised how you have to really think, because you're not used to it. What does my soul desire? If I had all the money I needed and all the time I needed, what would I be doing? What would Kyri look like in my imagination? That is who and what you need to be working for.
Right. And
that's called self-love or self-care.
Who I'm transforming into being. So those who've known me for many, many years, they know me now. There's a joy I can't explain. And no, everything isn't where I want it to be in life. It's not there yet. But my joy is not dependent upon my circumstances. And I think that is something that I've learned over the years, and I hold on to it. And I think one of the things I am very mindful of is just knowing that, yes, I desire to have a husband, but I can't lose myself. You know, I've been there where my focus is all ministry.
I will not.
And so I love sports. I played basketball in high school, and I've always loved sports. But when I was married, my ex-husband didn't like sports at all. And so I didn't watch sports at all unless we were hosting a Super Bowl party. And at that time, I'm with the guys because, you know, I'm really into the game, sincerely. And so once the marriage was over, I recognized I was getting tickets to games. I was, you know, watching these games. I was positioning myself to enjoy the things that I love. And so I know going forward, I would never do that to myself again. You know, we can have commonalities, things that we like to do together, but there are things like my walks. We go into sit on the swing and swing over the lake. And that's my thing. I love it. I love to go there to write, to reflect. And so, you know, maybe whoever he is out there, hello, maybe we'll have that in common, but if we don't,
hey, honey.
If not,
whoever he is,
not,
hey, yes, I will too. And so I didn't talk to you about this last night because it just happened today. So you know who Lisa Nichols is. So she was up today, right? Of course, I love her energy. And she's married now. And most of us knew her when she started this walk of speaking. She was not married. And she said she held out for her husband, not somebody else's husband. Let me tell you that. You can end up with somebody else's husband and you figure out real quick, this ain't mine. This is not mine. She held out for hers, and it's beautiful how he knows who she is, because she took the time to be complete, start her own thing and be her own thing and be her own brand and be authentic in herself, complete. She wasn't looking for anyone to complete her. Hence, you guys, success leaves clues. She successfully found a man who loves her, honors her, supports her in what she does, and respects her, right? But it took time for her to develop her. She's world renowned as a speaker. Yeah, she's world renowned as a speaker. She was doing her thing and complete in who she was, in her finances, in her health, in every way a woman can be healthy and complete. All he did was come up and add to her completeness. He didn't need to complete her.
Adding value.
And when I tell you that, oh my gosh, and the energy between those two, I was like, this is that visual that I see for me, but this is that visual. There is no competition. There is no hate, no disrespect. It's just a mutual love and admiration for each other. I saw that in action. So ladies and gentlemen, if you've had a rough time with someone, they just weren't yours. I think a lot of times we can pick up stuff that ain't ours and we like it. It's pretty. And so we don't put it down. But I'm at a certain age and I guess you would say maturity now that I'm not just picking up anything somebody's putting down. I will know. I will know that person shows up for me like I need them to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I do. I was telling my sister last night, talking about dating, and I go on dates, and so what do you think? I don't think that's him. What? We just went on one date. I'm like, I know, and I can step away, and so I don't have to. Oh, we can work this out, or we can figure that out. I don't have to do that anymore. I don't. Is anybody gonna be perfect? No, they're gonna be perfect for me. No. But I'm not going to be
mature enough to understand that. We understand that. We understand that nobody's going to be perfect because we're not.
And I'm not looking for perfection. But I am looking that I don't have to tell you to open my door. I wish. You're going to open my door. That's important to me.
That's a thing for you. And somebody, you're
my thing.
Yeah, it
doesn't have to be yours. Yes. But I know mine. That's mine. Why? Because it doesn't cost you anything. And I'm going to serve you because that's who I am. That's just who I am. So I understand. You got to have your things and your non-negotiables.
Yes.
So
yes.
And if
and the right person will honor that. The right person will honor that, Kyri. He'll be glad to open your door. I don't think that's asking too much. Hey, I'm a chick, and if you needed me to do that, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying if you're not being unreasonable and you want that. I'm trying to understand why a man who says he loves you would not be willing to do something like that honors you and make you feel special. So again, they're just not for you. And I'm not forcing anything. So
I'm not. I say this. It's important to me. It's not important to you, and it's okay. Like I'm not even trying to change you. I don't have the
I'm not either
to do that.
The bandwidth, the energy, the desire, none of that is there to change anyone. It's going to come natural for the person who is mine and I'm his. Will come natural. I'm not going to have to talk to you in anything. You and I have a mutual sister, our producer, Angee Coman Scott, right? We were having this conversation. And she asked me, she said, so, what is a non-negotiable for you? Is it one thing? And it's funny. It's not, they have to walk a certain way. They have to chew bubble gum and walk a certain way. It's not anything that basic. One thing, I'm priority. I need to be priority in someone's life. And I turned down someone who was interested in me as a wife, but I would have been number 4, 5, or 6 in their priority. I shut that thing down so fast. I was like, yes, girl, shut that down.
That's right. And
years ago, this has to be about 3 years ago. And I was like, nope, I'm not the one, because I watched you push me back when your parents need something, push me back when your cousin needed something, push me back when your organization needed something. I'll get to you. No, thank you. You don't have to. Go do
and
you.
It's not being unreasonable. Because we both have busy lives. And it's talking to a gentleman, I said, we both have busy lives. And so you ain't got to worry about, me being clingy and all that kind of stuff.
No, I have my life.
My time is my time. So I understand that. And I love myself. And so I want the things that I want. And, it's not coming without it's not one-sided in any way. You two will be the priority. Yeah, that's just the way it is. I get it.
In business, Kyri, and everybody who's listening, I can't really see everybody right now. You guys send some likes, share, make a comment or two, just say hi, let us know you're here. And if you have a question, drop it in here for us. Is that okay, Kyri? They have a question, you can drop it in.
I sure can.
Hit the like, subscribe, and share button. But another thing we have done in our companies, Angee and I won't ever ask anyone to leave what their heart's desire is to work with me. I won't do it. I notice they show up different, right? So if I'm going to do that in a workplace, I'm definitely going to do that in my relationship. If this is something you don't want, I'm laying out clear directions. And if this doesn't go in line with what you want in life, I ain't even mad. Let's go have a cup of coffee. Let's go have a cocktail. But you are not my husband. You are not my life partner. Let me say it that way. If you have to give up the essence of who you are to be with me, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give up who I am to be with anyone. And because I don't expect them to. And I'm not even mad about it. It's like, because I know without a shadow of a doubt, there is someone who would love to be my life partner because of what I bring in this situation. Hey, Todd. I don't have my glasses on. I can't even see those.
What's going on, Birdie? How are you?
I'm on my phone. Oh, he said
I had a gentleman tell me yesterday. He says, you have a lot of things going on. He's an attorney. He's like, I just feel like I'm not doing enough. I said, no, you do what you do.
Run your own race.
When I'm tired, at least you'll be there. I don't need you to busy your schedule as my schedule is busy from you hearing and listening, but my schedule's just fine. It's perfect for me. It's not overwhelming. I do what I do. I love it.
Yes.
It doesn't overwhelm my spirit. It just overwhelms you hearing my day. But it's not. I'm not overwhelmed at all.
But you know what, Kyri? If that's a date, you'll find time for him because you'll need him. You'll need him when all that stuff is over. I always say a lot of us female entrepreneurs, we just want, I say a soft place to land, but some men find that offensive when you say soft place to land. We're talking about men. A hard place, a warm place, or whatever. We need somebody sometimes when you're finished slaying the dragon, someone to just put their arms around you and let you relax and chill.
Birdie says,
to come out of that. Hey, Birdie. So
do you have your red cup? Do you have a red cup, Birdie? What you doing? What's going on over there?
Not yet. We're being good. He'll pull it out later on when I get on the show and say some stuff.
Yes, later on.
Okay. I have to look. I'm putting on my glasses so I can see these comments.
Pat Nash has her show. We are bookends when it comes to Level Up Nation. I started the show. I started off, and she ends it off at 9 p.m. Central. Yes, and so make sure you're there. And guys, any of you, if you are interested in being on the show, interested in any kind of coaching or counseling, please, text my team over at 678-597-8191. And I would love to be present for you. Pat, this is just literally feels like girl time. We're just hanging out, chatting and talking. And
I love it though. Isn't that cool?
I love it. So Miss Nash, do you have questions for me? You have 2 questions.
I do.
That you may.
What's next for you? What's next for you?
What is next for me?
Yes.
Well, I will be taking on the role of a chief compliance officer through my consulting company. And I am really excited about taking care of things. I'm excited. I'm going to be working specifically in hospice care. And so for me, it is just very dear to me to be able to provide an environment that is both safe, creating systems where people who don't have a family member, that they actually have someone who can come and sit down with them and talk with them and hear them, so that their last days are absolutely amazing and full of love and support. And so I am excited to be chosen to have that experience. And so I don't know if you can see, but I'm overjoyed that I get to be utilized in that way. And so, I'm really excited. It'll commence we have a lot of meetings that we're doing to get ready for the transition, but by the beginning of next month, I will be in my role. And it's just an answered prayer. It's an answered prayer. As I say, God, I'm not done. You know, I'm not done being Dr. Kyri. You know, I want to be able to impact those that remain and to create a safe space for them. And so this is what he's given me. So I'm excited about it.
Girl, that is definitely your lane. Definitely your lane. Thank God for you. I'm serious. Thank God for you. Think about it. Everybody ain't going to want to run that race. I mean, I would be a hot mess trying to do that. I'm just telling you right now. I would be a mess because I'm not equipped for that. Not equipped. Like, whereas somebody might say, don't call my phone, don't knock on my door 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because you had a fight with your man and you about to just go off. I'd be like, girl, call me. I'll calm you down. Call me. I got you. Everybody don't want to be in that race. They don't want to run that race.
No, we have our race.
I ain't saying I'm going to answer all the time. I'm just saying, but if you're a client paying what I charge, I'm going to answer the phone for you.
I want to look at today's quote again, because when I thought of you, this is what I thought of. And I know because of my own life that there's desires of your heart. There were desires of your heart that were whispered by God before you ever spoke them, right? And I just don't, I don't want you to ever doubt them. I don't want you to ever doubt them. I don't want you to delay, because there is evidence of the calling on your life. And I want you to know that. I want you to embrace that and to keep moving. And the grace has already made room for you. It's already made room for you. So I'm excited about your future. I'm excited about all that God has in store, that he has stored up for you, that is just for you. It's nothing like literally living the desires of your heart. And so that's why that role that God has granted me, it fills me like nothing else. I say, man, I still get to bake my cookies. I still get to do that. I still get to be present for others when Dr. Kyri listens. But there's that, my super strength, which is just, I love the elderly people. And when I was young, I was a candy striper. And I would go to the hospital and I would read to the elderly and just be going to the geriatrics ward and be present. And so I feel like it's a full circle moment for me where God has placed me back in that space. And so I'm really excited about making their life.
I'm excited too. I'm excited too, because I don't know if you know this. This is just download. This is a download I got. Your role and your passion is being with people and showing love and concern and listening to them, right? Birdie said, congratulations, by the way. Being with them and making their path beautiful as they transition. Now, you're talking about transition into the afterlife, but I'm transitioning into the other life. And you still use your role to make that transition beautiful and to encourage me as I'm going into it. So, hey, how about this? You're not just here to help people who are translating into another world, but also translating into another career, who may be experiencing some discomfort. Because I learned this weekend, you guys probably know I'm in Atlanta and I'm at a speakers conference, right? That there are stages you go through before you hit the stage. My gosh, it is so important. And I embrace that. And so I'm thankful, Kyri, that you're on this journey in my stages as I am preparing and continuing to elevate myself on the stage, right? And I thank you for that, because you're showing up and using it. Yes, you're showing up and using your talent, because flesh and blood did not whisper that to you. That was definitely spirit, because that was dropped to me from a stranger that said, it is your turn. It is not your turn. It is your time. You don't go into a room and try to figure out what the temperature is. You're a thermostat. You go into the room and you change it.
That's right.
That makes it. Yes. So you are piggybacking where one or two has spoken a word. It is established. So I'm grateful for you being transparent and you working in your gift. That's what happens when you work in your gift. other people can step into theirs. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help people step into their gift and create loving relationships on this side before they're translated.
And it's funny because it's 100% my calling on my life to help people move through seasons in their life, because even with the curriculum that we've just developed, Readmission, Reimagine, it's all about stepping into who you are, who your identity, what's your purpose. That's all about transition. And it's not just about remission from cancer, but life's challenges and walking into new careers and understanding who you are. And it's so sad right now because our time is all out.
No, it comes so fast. Doesn't it come fast? It's like we just got here.
It did.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. You encourage off of here as well. You are authentically you. And I'm grateful for that. So I love you. I always will. And you guys follow her and watch. Yes, growth comes from this. So I'm grateful that you're doing it.
Thank you. Thank you. Pat Nash, my sister, thank you so much for being present today and sharing your life and sharing part of your story, as I know it is plentiful. So thank you. Thank you all my guests for coming out. I love you, Kelly and Bertrand and Todd and Grace and Angee. Oh, I love you all. Thank you. Yeah. Remember, healing begins with being heard. That's the calling on my life. And I love you. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.
Make that beat slap fresh.
Fresh make the beat slap. He send over the track so I can speak facts. Opposition pushing up, they need to ease back. You ain't talking about the gospel, you can keep that. Believe that, my heart is where the streets at. Over beats to his pieces where I preach at. 1 million souls, I'm trying to reach that. I grab the microphone and then I react. Never sold my soul, my soul's intact. Trying to change your brain, mental impact. Not of this world, Satan been whack. The devil is a lie, dude been capped. I let my light shine, the world been black. Taking back the music, dude getting jacked. Hooked on the Lord, my spirit on crack. Gotta move forward, ain't no turning back. Microphone check, talking one tip. You know how we do when we come through. I represent the Father and the Son too. Roll with the Holy Ghost, what you won't do. You ain't rocking with God, then you gotta. You ain't rolling with the Lord, then you gotta. On demon time, then you gotta. You ain't a friend of mine, so you gotta. Sometimes I ask myself, what are people doing? What God did they serve and who are they pursuing? Instead of righteousness, they chose the path of ruin. You wanna see the Father, here's the way to him. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. We couldn't pay the debt, he had to pay the price. Gave his life a sacrifice just to make it right. The burden was heavy, he couldn't take it light. The battle's not ours, he had to take the fight. Showed up in the scene, demons were taking flight. Don't believe in the Father, then you can take a hike. Prayer changes things, what you praying like? Praying like, if he gave a mic to help save a life. Telling non-believers about the way of Christ. His mercy and grace will always suffice. Represent the winning team all day and night. Microphone check, talking and let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release, that's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter from the rain, assist with the pain. Lonely days are gone and you're not alone. Healing begins with being heard, so this is your song.
All the tears, you are here and listening to my life, to my story, my pain. Yeah, be brave, overcoming the struggles in my life, and I'll be the one to show you the way. You will hear my story. Hearts are all the same.
said it was wrong to promote me, that I wasn't ready, that I would fail.
Those who have betrayed me must pay.
You're the first black agent. Don't be the last.
Revenge is all I have left.
The CIA cannot get involved, so you're on your own.
Aren't we all?
I'm a man who gets what he wants.
Just get me the money. You have 24 hours.
Here we go. Intro for my show. Nice though, hot like nitro. Cool as ice though. With that type of dichotomy, y'all know it's gotta be. Who else could it be but T? Rub your eyes, behold the Tony D. I'm the Dream Supreme DJ straight out of Queens. I'm eclectic, the dopest selected. Emerging music break, Tony D will take. Yeah.
Well, Tony, I don't care, long as you take me there, someplace to ease my mind.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks, where we have the conversations that create real relationships. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation. See you then.
And let's have a moment of clarity. There's freedom in your transparency. When you speak, you release, that's therapy. It's my decision to listen and do it carefully. Wanna live carefree? Well, it's gonna start. When secrets are kept, families are torn apart. I wanna do my part to help heal your heart. Shed some light on your life when your days are dark. Help ignite a spark that'll bring change. Be your shelter.